Hey guys, so I combined my person and my event into this one video just because it's easier on me when I edit and stuff, but I'm going to start with my person. My person's Harry Houdini. Houdini was born in Austria, March 24th, 1874, to Rabbi and Cecilia Weiss. His family moved to America when he was 4 in search of a better work life. Growing up, he had many talents. He was a trapeze artist at 9 years old and he ran cross country. As a young teen, he started magic, eventually becoming one of America's most sensational illusionists and magicians. He began his career in 1891 doing card tricks, calling himself the King of Cards. However, this got him nowhere. Whether it's because he sucked or because it just wasn't working for him, I honestly don't know. But he soon started working on escape acts, which is what gained him the worldwide recognition that he has today. His specialty was handcuffs, calling himself the Handcuff King. He toured Europe, challenging police officers to restrain him in shackles in jails, usually naked and searched beforehand. Throughout the 1900s, he escaped handcuffs, chains, ropes, and straitjackets, usually while hung upside down in front of a crowd. But in January of 1908, he put handcuffs behind him and started escaping from locked underwater-filled milk cans, and he used this act for the rest of his career. The possibility of life or death excited the public, and he expanded his challenges by inviting the public to create homemade contraptions for him to escape from. His most famous challenges are what you most likely remember most from Houdini. In 1904, he attempted to escape from handcuffs specially built by Nathaniel Hart. It took Nathaniel 5 years to build these handcuffs. Houdini was put behind a ghost house and put to work. 50 minutes in, his wife went back to give him a kiss. Historians think that the only reason Houdini escaped was because his wife exchanged him the key during the kiss. However, the key was 6 inches in length. Nevertheless, he escaped after an hour and 10 minutes, weeping, stating it was the most difficult escape of his career. Another famous one is the Chinese water torture cell. Houdini would have his legs up in stocks and lowered into a clear, water-filled tank. A curtain would conceal his escape. He did this throughout his career until his death. The last big stunt I'm going to cover is his buried alive stunt. This stunt has 3 versions, the first one almost costing him his life. Houdini was buried without a casket in a grave 6 feet deep. He panicked on the way up and called for help, but no one heard him, and when his hand broke the surface, he fell unconscious. But he was pulled up by all his assistants. The second way he did it was an endurance test to expose mystic performer Raymond Bay, who claimed to have magic powers. Houdini bettered Bay by staying in a sealed casket underwater for 1.5 hours. His third way was during an evening show. He was in a straitjacket, sealed in a casket, and then buried in a large tank full of sand. Houdini died from peritonitis secondary to an appendix rupture that happened a few days before his death. He sought no medical attention after it ruptured and instead went on with the show, saying that he was bearing through the pain. However, he got a huge fever after this and was hospitalized for days. He died on Halloween 1926. I chose Houdini not because I think he's inspiring, but because what he did was awesome. And although I personally don't recommend risking your life to do a show, what he did was really cool, and I definitely wouldn't be able to do it. So, my event is a creation of Mickey Mouse. Mickey's story is an interesting one, and it starts with Oswald the Lucky Rabbit. Walt Disney drew Oswald with a big smile, button nose, and black floppy ears, and he was an instant hit to the public. Universal ordered for some short films to be made, and in 1928, Disney expected a new contract, only to be told that all employees were hired away and they had taken the rights to Oswald. Pissed off, Disney and loyal animator Herb Iwerks created a new character. Pretty much the exact same, except they shortened the ears, made him fat, and switched him into a mouse, named Mortimer. They eventually realized that this name sucked and the name Mortimer was completely mortifying, and then they switched it to Mickey. Mickey's first 2 shorts drew no attention, but Steamboat Willie came out and was the first animation to sync music and sound effects. Released November 18, 1928, it was an instant hit. A series of shorts hit after, including Plain Crazy, another great hit. However, the true genius was Disney's marketing. With products out to be purchased, Disney was hitting the bank, and within 2 years, Mickey Mouse Club was up and running. From then on, it was smooth sailing. In 1985, Mickey had his first makeover, making him cuter, with Disney providing the voice of Mickey himself. He also appeared in color for the first time that year, a video so innovative it's still considered a masterpiece by critics today. By the 1950s, Disney had a theme park, a comic strip, and the Mickey Mouse Club, a hit TV show that was popping out child stars like no other. But soon, Disney feature films Bambi and Sleeping Beauty began to take over, and Mickey began to fade. Despite this, Mickey's revenue still makes up 40% of the company's consumer product revenue today, and Mickey's ears are still one of the most famous cultural icons of the 20th and 21st century.